So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are slowly approaching the end of the Trading Every Player rebuild series. This is our third to final episode, and it's going to be the Washington Wizards. There's no nice way to say this. The Washington Wizards completely suck. I mean, I don't really know what anybody expected from a team kind of led by Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole. But yeah, they're rebuilding. I mean, that kind of goes without being said. I think they waited too long to start their rebuild. This offseason, they made two major trades, obviously sending Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns, Kristaps Porzingis to the Boston Celtics, and this team is fully embracing the tank. There was a chance at the deadline they might move Kyle Kuzma. It looks like he wanted to stay in Washington because he's getting paid $20+ million, and he has no responsibility whatsoever. So I don't honestly blame the man. Good for him. But the reality of the situation is this team sucks. We're going to trade everybody away. Hopefully get a championship by the time the video ends. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. We are very much looking for new series ideas. So if anything you guys have in your head, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section if you think it's a good idea. I'll definitely do it. And then on top of that, we have two of these left. After this one, we have the Utah Jazz in the Western Conference, the Toronto Raptors here in the Eastern Conference. And for those of you asking why did I wait so long to do the Raptors, well, the real reason is it's felt like I've done like 8 Raptors rebuilds over the past couple months. So I'm trying to kind of push that towards the end, if you will, just so we don't have to do another one of these. But yeah, man, we're going to get to them all eventually. It's probably going to be the 2 videos next week, or 2 of the videos next week. But yeah, man, this series has been a blast. Big thank you and big shout out to all of you guys for all the support. It has been amazing. But we got this one today. It is definitely going to be a lot of work. Let's get into it. There's no reason to talk about this roster. It's not necessarily talented whatsoever, and clearly we're not keeping any of the guys. So I think the best thing to do is just get right into it. Starting out with Mr. Kyle Kuzma, who, again, I thought there was a possibility he got moved at the deadline. I think I don't want to know. I don't have the exact quote off the top of my head, but I think Dallas, Washington were kind of talking. Kuzma kind of wanted to stay in Washington. His priorities were different from winning a championship, which of course is already done. But I don't know, man. I don't get it. 19 trade offers here. We're going to sort through them. Again, I don't expect anything too nice, but we'll see. 3, 2, and a 1. And we get D'Angelo Russell and Gabe Vincent from the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma is going back to Los Angeles. We do have to give up a first-round pick, which, again, I don't necessarily love. Is that swapping with our pick? No, it's not. It's the Oklahoma City and LA Clippers. I'm like, holy shit, if we lose our first-round pick this year, I'm fucked. But D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, welcome to the team. All right, continuing to move on right now. Tyus Jones, another name I thought they could possibly maybe consider moving at the deadline. They did not. We're going to do him and Denny of Avdija in the same deal. Denny's actually been really solid for them this season. I like seeing him kind of take the next step. So moving on here, we'll stop right about now, and it is going to be with the Milwaukee Bucks. Tyus Jones, Denny of Avdija, and Anthony Gill are going to Milwaukee for Brook Lopez and MarJon Beauchamp. This is nothing against Brook Lopez. I think he's a fine player. He's just a little old for kind of the landscape and the outlook of this team. So probably going to be a one-season wonder here. I'm not going to lie to you. Jordan Poole, who left Golden State after being a very significant contributor to their championship team. Man got paid, and yeah, he sucks. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to hate on somebody for getting millions and millions of dollars and winning a championship and then just kind of saying, hey, fuck it. You know what? I'm set for life at 24. But the dude just doesn't even look interested in basketball sometimes. Like the 3 Wizards games I've watched this year and the plentiful lowlights on Twitter that I've seen. Stop. It is Miles Bridges and Davis Bertans coming over here. I don't really love Miles Bridges as a person, but he hasn't been playing decent basketball. So DeLon Wright, Jordan Poole, and Joy Charlotte. And let's just continue to roll on, I guess. We're good here. Bagley obviously has to go. We'll do him and Coulibaly, who's actually had a really kind of solid rookie campaign. I didn't really know much about him coming into the season. Good defensive player. Working on the offense a little bit. Not too bad, actually. We have 12 trade offers here. We're going to stop right now, and we're actually going to go one to the right, giving me Tracy Jackson-Davis and Draymond Green. If I get Draymond Green in one more of these rebuilds, I'm going to lose my mind. I always end up with Draymond somehow. It would have been Rob Will, Matisse Thybulle from the Portland Trailblazers. But TJD and Draymond Green are going to be coming here to Washington. Can you imagine the Warriors sending Draymond Green to Washington? Corey Kispert, good shooter for somebody, not going to be us. We'll do him and Landry Shamet. Just seeing, again, what we can kind of find around here. Again, I don't expect it to be anything too enticing, but I don't know. Stop. And it is Trey Jones and Charles Bassey. We trade away one Jones. We pick up another Jones. We do have to give up a second-round pick. That's not really the end of the world. All right, continuing to move on here. I think from Bassey up, we are good, right? I think so. I think we are. Rashawn Holmes is on this team. Him and Johnny Davis. I mean, just what the hell is Johnny Davis at this point in his career? I think his second season is a little early to label somebody a bust. What was he, like the 8th overall pick? I don't know. Stop. One to the left. How about it? Zaire Williams, Luke Kennard for the Memphis Grizzlies. Mitchell Robinson would have been fun. I would have 1,000% taken Mitchell Robinson. No, he's the 10th overall pick. Yeah, I don't really know what Johnny Davis is going to be contributing to the Wizards in a long-term scenario. I know you're going through a rebuild, so I guess you have the minutes for him now, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how well he's playing this year. I just don't think it's very well. That's where I'm kind of at with him. Let's see. Isaiah Levers and Patrick Baldwin Jr., you two are up next on the trade list. 12 trade offers for the both of you. And right about now feels good. And that is Haywood Highsmith and Josh Richardson from Miami Heat. Not bad role players. Now, I don't know if they'll be as significant of contributors here in D.C. as they would be in Miami, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so let's see. Continue to go on here. Davis Bertans got traded here. He's a former Wizard, but he did get traded here. And I don't do the two-way players, so I think I'm good. I don't think I missed anybody. This is Trey Jones. Tyus Jones was here before, right? I think we're good. I don't know. Let me double check. I'll set the rotation. I moved some positions around and we are officially ready to kick off the first season here in DC now. Not really many expectations. I think that's kind of a fair assessment, assumption, whatever the hell you want to call it at this point. Because, yeah, I mean, there's some decent players on this team, except in the collective group is not very good. And I also don't really love how this team fits together. But we do have to get through this first season. It's likely going to be painful. Trey Jones is going to be my starting point guard. Now, maybe could have played D'Lo there. D'Lo is still in the starting lineup, but Trey Jones is 6'1". D'Lo's what, 6'3", 6'4". It just fits a little bit better. D'Angelo Russell has actually been fantastic recently. I'm not trying to shit on him because he's actually been great for the Lakers. But again, it's like a long-term building block. I just don't know if anybody here kind of fits that mold. But if anybody did, it'd probably be D'Lo. Move Bridges from the 4 to the 3. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I think he's a relatively good basketball player. I just don't think he's a great human being. So, I don't know. We'll see. Depends how he plays. Draymond here at the 4, and then Brook Lopez, who, again, probably going to be a one-year wonder for us, considering his age. Kind of the long-term outlook of this team, just, I don't know. Good defensive front court, though. Luke Kennard will be a 6-man off the bench. Decent shooter. Tracy Jackson-Davis, who I'm actually very excited to see how he develops. Maybe like one of the younger, bright pieces on this team that there's a little bit of potential for as a rotation piece in the long term. Same can be said about Marjon Beauchamp as well. Gabe Vincent down here as a backup point guard, then Haywood Highsmith rounding out our 10-man rotation. So unfortunately, Josh Richardson, Charles Bassey, Zaire Williams, there's just really not the minutes right now. So we'll either trade them this offseason, find them some minutes, whatever it may be. It's not going to be a great first season, I can tell you that. And also, I went ahead and checked. Our first-round pick is currently owned by the Houston Rockets, but it is lottery protected. So I don't know what trade that traces back to. Is it maybe the Russell Westbrook to DC deal? I don't really know. I'm not going to pretend that I do. So we're ready to go for what is likely to be a very painful first season here in DC, and I will see you guys at the end of it. I knew we were going to be bad. I guess I just didn't quite grasp how bad. We won 11 games. 11 games, which I don't know. I mean, it's not good. I guess, again, long picture. It's what we've kind of been talking about so far. It's probably for the best, but 11 games is just, it's despicable. Giannis is your MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Chris Paul always ends up in Dallas somehow. I don't know what the trade looks like. I'm assuming it's the same one every single time. Always ends up in Dallas. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year, Jalen Johnson. These year one are like relative. This is a funny image. Are always relatively similar. That's just why I kind of go through those pretty fast, if you're wondering. I think it's a safe bet. You know, if I was a gambling man, which I am, I would probably go ahead and assume we're not in the playoffs. Which, yeah, no, we're not. We had the worst record in the league. San Antonio Spurs won 19 games. We're gonna have the same odds as them at the number 1 overall pick. Let's dive into the numbers. D'Lo was relatively solid for us. You know, about 21 points, nearly 3 boards, 5 assists. I actually thought he'd average even more points. I'm not going to lie to you. Bridges was here, Trey Jones, Kennard, Lopez. I almost think, in a sense, this team just has too much defense and not enough scoring. So I don't know if that necessarily makes the most sense, but it's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So let's get through the playoffs. Oh, my God, the Heat are going to upset the 1-seed Bucks again. Can you imagine? It is a Heat and a Suns finals, and the Suns win it all. Devin Booker, your finals MVP. Wow, it technically would have been 2 years in a row that the Heat go to the finals as a play-in team. Just unheard of, man. Other than that, I override LeBron's retirement a lot. I guess I'll do it for Chris Paul. He doesn't move me nearly as much on an excitement level, and I'll do the same for Popovich. We'll give him one more year together, and not together, but one more year in the league, and we'll go from there. Draft lottery. This is the biggest moment of the video for us so far, right? This is going to determine, how the future of this video will shake up, and it's potentially going to be bad because I never do well in draft lotteries, and that stands a fact. Number 5 overall after winning 11 games. That sucks. Okay, we have some decisions to make, some things to do. Brian Keefe, good fucking buy. I don't care if you are, the best head coach. I don't care if you're Phil Jackson. I don't care whoever the hell you are. If you win 11 games, you deserve to get fired. This is an evident Stauffer video. This is exactly what I need moving forward. Just perfect ratings all across the board. We need help everywhere we can get it. 5th overall pick, it hurts. You win 11 games and you get the 5th overall pick. It sucks. Is that like a similar thing to what happened to the Pistons in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes? Because I feel, weren't the Pistons the worst team in the league last year? And they fell to 5, right? Because they took Azar Thompson at 5, correct? Wembanyama to the Spurs. It went Brandon Miller to the Hornets, Scoot Henderson to the Portland Trailblazers, Amen Thompson to the Rockets, and then, right, it was Azar Thompson to the Pistons. Am I making that up? I don't think I am. All right, we have some trades to make because there are a lot of guys that are currently on this team that will definitely not be here next year. I want the 1st overall pick. We got a little screwed in the draft lottery. Now we're going to have to make a trade and give up assets that we otherwise would not have had to done. But yeah, I want it. So let's make a deal. Charlotte, I don't know what it's going to take. I have 85 million second-round picks. You probably don't really have much interest, though. Let's see. In terms of who I could maybe move here, Zaire Williams think could have a place. Charles Bassey is a decent rotation center. Unfortunately, if I get the number 1 overall pick, I'm drafting a center, meaning I don't really need him because I have TJD already. So, yeah, he could be in the trade. If you want just every second-round pick under the sun, you're more than welcome to take it. They do not do so. I'm not really too surprised. Now, any other players I could throw in here? Not really, unfortunately. You see, maybe there's an argument to give up Gabe Vincent. I don't want to give up Zaire Williams because I think there's a little bit of potential still there, especially as kind of a higher-end rotation piece. But you also have to look at it. We still have Marjon Beauchamp. So I would maybe be willing to include Williams. I don't necessarily want to, as I just mentioned, but I can live with it if it means we're getting a maybe future face of the franchise. So, seriously? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, well, they were not willing to do that. Okay, we'll do a swap here, and they agreed to that finally. Okay, meaning we are going to go ahead and land ourselves Alexander Sarr, who right now looks like could be number 1 prospect in the draft class. I need a center. Brook Lopez isn't going to cut it. And Sarr has been good for me in the past when I've drafted him. So, D'Lo declines. I'm bringing back everybody else, obviously, in an unrealistic rebuild. This is kind of exactly what we want to do. Haywood Highsmith, I'll qualify for about $2.5 million. That's actually not bad for a guy who was in the rotation. And now we look at free agency. D'Angelo Russell has 2 offers right now, neither of which are really even real offers. And then Highsmith obviously has qualifying. So right now, there's no major free agents, besides maybe D'Angelo Russell that I'd be willing to bring back. But we still have some trades to make because we definitely want to be better next season, especially considering we don't have our 1st round pick. We are making a trade right now with the Denver Nuggets, and we're going to pick up Michael Porter Jr. He's going to come in and be my new starting small forward. He's a nice upgrade in this starting 5, and I'm super excited to have him here. Miles Bridges was our starting small forward last season. He is obviously now a free agent, and while there is still a possibility we do bring him back, I think Michael Porter Jr. is not only better in the long term, I think it makes a little bit more sense for us. So Brook Lopez, Josh Richardson, enjoy Denver, enjoy being on a contending team while, we're still here in D.C. with this group. It's relatively not so fun. That is trade 1. There is definitely still a lot more coming. We are sending Draymond Green and Gabe Vincent to Utah for Lauri Markkanen and a 2028 first-round pick. I mean, this feels like an absolute home run of a deal. Why Utah wants to take it, I have no idea. But when stupidity comes, I'm going to take advantage of it. That sounds very suspicious. Not what I meant. But Lauri Markkanen, welcome to the team. All right, so we have our power forward here, which is good. New addition here in Michael Porter Jr. I also went ahead and checked. The game is just not allowing me to re-sign Miles Bridges, and maybe that's just for the best. I didn't really want him back anyways. So at this point in terms of starters, we're clearly going to go ahead and bring back D'Angelo Russell. I think I'd prefer him to be my starting point guard, have Trey Jones come off the bench. So we might look for an upgrade. Those eyes scare the fucking shit out of me. At our starting shooting guard spot, it's maybe the one position we're kind of hurting at right now, assuming D'Lo goes back to the point guard position. So maybe one more trade before we bring D'Angelo Russell back. Okay, we just made a very big trade with the San Antonio Spurs, picking up Devin Vassell. Now, Luke Kennard, Davis Bertans, Hunter Tyson, 3 second-round picks, and our 2026 first, which was kind of the last piece to the puzzle in order to make the trade happen. That's what the deal was. Now, I didn't want to give up our 2026 first, but ultimately it was 2 stars in trade value. That value is only going to go down because we are going to get better. So we are trading a future asset to get better now, and then that asset will depreciate. It's kind of seems relatively simple in my head anyways. All right, my goal now is to bring back D'Angelo Russell. I have to do that. He does have 2 trade offers, or 2 contract offers, but I'm assuming he'll probably accept ours. I think so anyways. And he does. Miles Bridges is gone. I already tried to re-sign him. It just was not happening. And I'm excited to have D'Lo back here. He's going to go back to the point guard, maybe a little bit more of a natural fit. Trey Jones hopefully will be fine with a bench unit because that's the role he's going to now have on this team. And I'm very happy with kind of the outlook of this team. Now, are we going to be a true contender right now? That I don't know. But we are slowly but surely kind of building this team back up. And all we have to do right now is pick up a backup shooting guard and a backup power forward. So let's see our options here. Again, I don't expect them to be elite by any means. Guy like Derek Jones Jr. actually is probably my best option in terms of power forwards. A little bit of high energy guy right there, high flyer. Haywood Highsmith would have been a perfectly fine, acceptable replacement. I just don't know if he was somebody that, I think long picture, long term probably wasn't a piece for us. So let's see. Guy like Hamidou Diallo really wouldn't be the worst option in the world. He's only 25 years old. Why the hell not? Now, I know he's listed as a small forward, but I'm assuming him or Beauchamp probably won't go down too much at the shooting guard spot. Beauchamp goes down 1, Diallo goes down 2. So we'll move Beauchamp to the backup shooting guard spot, and I think, again, we're in a pretty good position right now, at least much better than where we were last season. So I will see you guys at the rotation at the start of year 2. We are hoping we are finally trending in the right direction. The first season was very painful. We won 11 games and then got kind of screwed in the draft lottery, falling all the way to number 5. Now, clearly we did trade up to number 1, giving us our center of the future in Alexander Sarr, along with about 15 other corresponding moves that are hopefully going to make this team better. But, we got to figure out what the identity of this team is, what the limit in terms of how many games this team can win. But it's going to be a much better season. I have hope, I have faith, and more importantly, we kind of had to be, because there's no long-term approach, not only in a 3-year rebuild, but on top of the fact that we don't have our first-round pick this year, there's no reason to suck. I think that we're all in agreement on that. Here's how the team's going to look. D'Angelo Russell, Devin Vassell are going to be our backcourt. You got Michael Porter Jr., new addition here at the 3. Lauri Markkanen, new addition at the 4. And then Alexander Sarr, our number 1 overall pick, is going to be our starting center. The bench unit is actually improved as well. Trey Jones moves to the bench, takes over as the 6th man. Tracy Jackson-Davis still going strong as our backup center. You got Marjon Beauchamp in here. Derek Jones Jr., new addition. And then Hamidou Diallo rounding out the 10-man rotation under new head coach Mike Stauffer. So, as I just talked about, there's no reason to be bad. So, I hope that doesn't turn into the situation that we're in, but I have a feeling we'll be much better this year, maybe even sneak into a play-in spot. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. It would have been nearly impossible to not have a better season after last year, but we did, and we were very comfortably better, winning 48 games. So we are very much in the mix of Eastern Conference playoff teams. I think we're not even in the play-in. I think we are ahead of that and fully in the playoffs, which is, of course, very nice. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is your MVP. Alexander Sarr, Rookie of the Year. That's 15 points, about 9 boards, 2.5, 3 assists a game, 1 steal, 2 block. I like it. I definitely can work with that. Cam Thomas averaged 26 a game coming off the bench. Okay. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year once again. Alperen Şengün, Most Improved. Steph Curry, Clutch Player of the Year. Mark Daigneault is your Coach of the Year. Okay, let's see where we fell kind of in the big picture of the East. We are a 4 seed. I can 1,000% live with that. The Pistons are the 1 seed. Huh? Good for you, Detroit. And here's a look at the Western Conference. Is that Portland up there? Wow, you said some of like the worst teams right now, just doing some really good things. That's awesome to see. Let's check out the numbers. How did everybody play? Lauri Markkanen led us in scoring. Devin Vassell, D'Angelo Russell, Sarr, MPJ, Jones, Beauchamp, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Diallo, Derek Jones. Wait, what? What did I just say? I don't know why I thought I said, never mind. Rebound's going to be Alexander Sarr, and assist is D'Angelo Russell. So we have the 76ers here in the first round. Here's a look at their team. You got Tyrese Maxey, who's still very young and very good. Isaiah Joe, really good 3-point shooter. OG Anunoby's a fantastic addition to this team. They have Matas Buzelis somehow. They brought back Dario Saric. All right, man. This Sixers team is definitely good. I think they're better than a 5 seed is traditionally. We are down 2-1 at the moment. We go down 3-1. We force a game 6. We do lose in 6 games, though. I'm not going to call that some crazy upset. I think that Sixers team is probably better than us anyways. It is a Dallas Mavericks and a Milwaukee Bucks finals, and the Bucks going to win it all. Giannis Antetokounmpo is your finals MVP. Good God. I'm not looking at like the numbers. I'm looking at that 3-point percentage. Yeesh. Okay, still won, though. Player retirements. LeBron officially calls it a career. Unfortunately, cannot override the retirement twice. Popovich, same thing with him. And now we look at the Hall of Fame, LeBron James. We look at jersey retirements, LeBron James. Draft lottery. We don't have our pick anyways. It wasn't going to be in the lottery. And I don't think we have anything else here, not that I'm seeing anyways. So, Bulls, Spurs, Thunder, Hawks, Thunder. Oh, good. Give the Thunder 2 more top 5 draft picks. That's That's good. We're happy with Stauffer and the job he did leading this team to 48 wins after we won 11 the season before. And again, I fully understand it's basically a completely different roster. At this point, what we're looking to do is make minor changes, maybe one or two major changes, just because, you know, are we comfortable enough with this entire starting five moving forward? And I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. So there might be one or two major changes. Other than that, it'd be small tweaks. Oh my God. Holy shit. We just pulled off a big trade with the team that beat us in the playoffs last year, and we went ahead and we acquired Tyrese Maxey from the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I paid a very hefty price because he is very, very good, extremely talented. D'Angelo Russell, Derrick Jones Jr., Hamidou Diallo, and 3 first-round picks for Maxey. Now, to be fair, that is all the first-round picks we have left. We do have about 85,000 second-round picks. I'm curious if there's a way to maybe convert some of these into firsts. Like, if I just go here, I propose a trade, I do, let's say, just a bunch of second-round picks. Like, is there a way to just, I don't know, go out and get a first from, say, the Chicago Bulls? How about if I give you a couple more? Like, because the first-round picks, no matter what, are going to be more valuable in a trade than what we have going on here. So, like, Portland Trailblazers, you want to do that? Cool. I'll take one first over all those seconds. I know it might sound insane, but I truly will. I don't really know if there's going to be anything else here in terms of these seconds. Like, nobody wants to give me, no. Okay. That's as far as we're going to go. Free agents. Lauri Markkanen is a free agent. Same with Jones. Definitely want to get both these guys back. They're very important to this team, rotation, all that stuff. And we do. We get them both back. Walters, Otto, yeah, no. But having Markkanen and Jones back is big for us. Obviously, just made the big trade to have Tyrese Maxey now with this team. And now it's just figuring out the rotation a little bit, because we clearly did go ahead and trade away 2 bench pieces, and that's not easy to just kind of snap your fingers and replace, if you will. So Dante Exum, Lonnie Walker's a guy I do get from time to time. Quentin Grimes could be really fun, but you know what? I think Isaiah Joe is going to be my guy right now as my backup shooting guard. We'll just move Beauchamp back to the the small forward spot. And then in terms of my backup power forward, I don't know. I got a first-round pick. I'm going to use it. So what I'm going to do here is actually sign a guy like Edmund Sumner, and I'm also going to sign Boucher, and I know nobody really likes it when I do this, but it is the final season, and I needed to make upgrades, and I did exactly that. So let's make one more trade. Sumner, Boucher, first-round pick. Give me a power forward that is at least somewhat competent. I just saw Omax. Definitely could be a conversational guy, or a conversational piece for me that I definitely go ahead and take, and he probably will be, just because he's probably the best option I do have. So this is going to be the team heading into the final regular season. Last year, obviously, did not go super well for us in the playoffs, but you know what? We brought in Maxey. We're going to see some more development out of guys like Vassell and a guy like Alexander Sarr. So you know what? I think this team is good enough. A little bit of development, get lucky a little bit. We're all set. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. It is our final chance to win a championship. We have yet to win a playoff series, but we are going for it all here in this third and final regular season. This team is good. We have made significant additions. I did not think there was a chance we would be able to acquire Tyrese Maxey, but we did, and I'm hoping he can lead us to the promised land. I really am. So him and Devin Vassell are our backcourt. We have MPJ here at the 3. Markkanen remains our 4. Sarr developing quite nicely as our starting center. Beauchamp is going to be my 6th man off the bench. Isaiah Joe, Trey Jones, Tracy Jackson-Davis, and Omax rounding out this rotation. So I like it. I mean, again, you know, there are maybe another upgrade or 2 I could make. You know, there's a trade offer or 2 that I would have considered for Vassell or MPJ. Ultimately decided to keep the rotation the way it is, mostly because these are guys I don't always get. You know, Tyrese Maxey isn't a guy I typically get. I get Markkanen from time to time, but I don't get Vassell or MPJ a lot. So, you know, I could go out and get other guys that maybe are higher overalls, but ultimately I don't like getting the same players over and over again. So that's kind of my thought process on that, if anybody was wondering. I doubt you are. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. 55-27 is how we end our last regular season here in DC. Will it be good enough for a championship? Only time will tell. But the good thing and the important thing to remember is that come playoff time, everybody is 0-0. Nikola Jokic, yet another MVP. Cooper Flagg is your rookie of the year. Holy fucking hell, that is insane. Cam Thomas, 6th man of the year once again. Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Cassell. Donovan Mitchell is a Denver Nugget. What could have been? They drafted him originally. Wow. Insane to think. Mike Malone is your coach of the year. Okay, let's see where we fall in the Eastern Conference. We're actually the 1 seed. Okay. You know, 55 wins is very much good enough to be a 1 seed. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just kind of the way things go. We had the 3rd best record in all of basketball, and I don't know. Can we get a championship with this team? We're going to find out. That's for sure. Tyrese Maxey, Lauri Markkanen, Alexander Sarr, Vassell, MPJ, Joe, Beauchamp, Jones, Tracy Jackson-Davis, and Omax. Those are the numbers there for points. Rebounds is Alexander Sarr and Devin Vassell. did lead us in the assist category. So the first round, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, they are still good, but they did lose Donovan Mitchell. This is definitely not some sort of easy first round, don't even have to worry about it matchup, though. They are still good. There is still talent there. What's going to happen? We are tied 2-2 right now. We go up 3-2. That's a big one. And we move on to the second round. We finally win a playoff series. And it is the Charlotte Hornets for us here, who have added Jamal Murray. They've added Paul George and Patrick Williams. Somehow Brandon Miller's coming off the bench. I think that's completely idiotic, but it's not my decision. So let's see what happens here in the East semis. We are currently up 2-0 against Charlotte. We take a 3-0 lead, and we sweep. Okay. Indiana, the 6-seeded Pacers for us here, who have added Jason Tatum. Tyrese Halliburton and Jason Tatum is not my favorite duo to face in the conference finals. I think they definitely have the two best players in the series, but we might have a more complete team. Is that the case? We're up 3-2 right now. They force Game 7, and whoa, my God, we are going to the finals to take on the Houston Rockets, who are a 4-seed. Thompson, Green, Brooks, Smith, really not a lot has changed. Now, they've added some pieces like Isaiah Collier and Bol, but other than that, it's just kind of the same group and just a lot of development. So, I don't know. Can we beat this this Rockets team? Who? Okay, maybe we will. Wow. You know, I didn't think that a championship was, a guarantee by any means, but it looks like today going to be one of those days where we get a little bit lucky and maybe things go our way for once. I'll see you guys in there. We are on the verge of sweeping the finals. That is definitely not a sentence that I thought I was going to say when the third season did kick off or right before it started, but it is the reality. It is happening, and I am very happy about it. So this Wizards team was interesting. I didn't necessarily think that we had the best team on paper that I've ever put together, but I think along with the group kind of just fitting really well together, I think we probably did get a little bit lucky and everybody played well. So I'm very happy about it. We're not going to do a lot of gameplay today. I know this video is, oh my God, this video is definitely already long enough. So one more defensive possession, then we'll do one more offensive possession, then we'll pretty much kind of call it quits and sim till the end. That is a foul. That is my fault. I know I'm just wasting even more time at this point, but Jalen Green to the free throw line. First free throw up and good. It's a 13-point game. I'm not saying it's 100% done, but there are, under 2 minutes left. It's about as much of a sure thing as you can kind of get in today's NBA. So, second free throw for Mr. Jalen Green is up, and it is good. And one more offensive possession here. Hopefully it can go relatively well for us. Tyrese Maxey is faster than pretty much everybody on this court, so what the fuck was that? That's my fault. I can't end on that. His release just throws me off so much. Not only am I dog shit at this game, but it doesn't help. Okay, what the hell is going on? It doesn't help when I don't really know guys' releases, and that's my fault, but I also don't really play this game a lot. So we are down to a 9-point game. We are down to a 9-point game. If we can get some sort of points here, I think I'll be comfortable enough. We're going to call an ISO, and then I'm going to call for a screen. I was hoping it was Sar. I want to do a pick and roll with him, but we're going to do it with Markkanen. Markkanen up to the basket. Oh my fucking God, good night. We close out the video with a championship. Tyrese Maxey is your finals MVP. I am very happy I pulled off that big trade and got him. So, again, maybe not a traditional rebuild with, in terms of like the overalls and some of the names we have here. But, as I mentioned, one, I do like mixing things up. And two, it's just kind of the way this rebuild went, honestly. We didn't start off the first season after making all those trades with some of like the greatest or most promising names on the roster, if you will. But I think slowly but surely we put together a really good team and ultimately resulted in a championship. So I know this video has been long enough. I will keep this short and sweet. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. That is it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.